You can tell me anything you want, he reassured him. Naruto kept his head down. Promise you won't tell anyone. Of course. Naruto took a step back, formed the ram sign. Jiraiya stood there and watched Naruto's hair turn from blonde to pitch black. Naruto lifted his head and showed his face. He had red blood eyes, slit, and his whiskers were thicker. Naruto showed a very awkward smile. As an introduction, Jiraiya was awestruck. What, I am gonna have to tell the Hokage? No, you promised you wouldn't. Naruto reminded him. I know I did, but this is really important. I mean, look at you. If anyone saw you like this, they think you're the QB itself and run out of the village. Jiraiya said. They already think that anyway. Please don't tell him. Naruto paused and lowered his head. I don't want to cause any more trouble. There already enough trouble going on right now. Jiraiya stared at his student. What are you going through right now, Naruto? The toad signing took a deep breath. Fine. I won't tell anyone, he promised. Naruto looked up at him. His eyes looked like they were about to tear up, but he held back. Thank you. Jiraiya turned around. See you later. And he disappeared. Naruto just stood there thinking about his decision. Was it a good idea to tell him? Naruto then heard a rustle in the leaves. Means someone was probably erasing dropping sound like he or she was in the tree behind him. If something, he or she getting away to tell the Hokage or something in the about this, my life is ruined. Just think about it angered him greatly. Find her and keep her quiet. Sakura was running fast as she could. She was heading straight to the Hokage's tower to inform the Hokage of what she saw. She then felt someone grab her and slam her against the tree. She opened her eyes to see bright red eyes with a black slit down the middle. They were horrifying. Naruto. Sakura was running to the Hokage tower as fast as she could. She saw Naruto turn from blonde to black hair, and then he raised his head to show the most horrifying eyes she ever saw. She changed from bright blue to blood red eyes with a black slit down in the middle. Now that wasn't normal, and she had to tell the Hokage. She kept running and running until what felt like someone tripped her. She fell on top of the branch and got punched in the gut. She fell down against the tree and looked up to see the dark figure. The sunlight was directly behind him, so the figure was casting a shadow upon Sakura, but the scary part was the blood red eyes that growled in the dark. Naruto, Sakura said nervously. Naruto didn't say a word. He just stood there with maniacally. Sakura didn't know what to do or say. This was super awkward and scary. Out of fear, she jumped off the branch and ran for her life. While she was running, a kunai grazed her cheek. She wiped her face and felt the blood. She turned around to know what was going on. Right when she turned around, a hand grabbed her by the mouth and slammed her against the tree. When she recognized and focused, she looked up to see Naruto in a true image. The light was shining bright on Naruto, right in front of her. She could see all his change, his black hair thick whiskers and his sharp cane. cane. The scariest part was his eyes. Now that's he was up close. She could see how red and scary his eyes are. Sakura removed his hand from her mouth. What happened to Naruto slammed his hand on her mouth again, only this time harder than and tighter. The grip. Sakura tried to remove his hand but couldn't. His grip was too strong. She started to tear up from the pain on his grip. Sakura, shut up and listen, Naruto said in a serious and angry tone. She really wanted to scream, but she was so scared right now she couldn't describe it. Just his presence made her uneasy. Sakura nodded, showing that she's listening. Growled Naruto. If anyone finds out about my life, will be ruined. And if I found out that you told anyone, Naruto stopped himself. He took a good look at Sakura. She's scared out of her mind. She was crying and he was hurting her. He shouldn't be doing this to her. I'm better than this. Naruto took a deep breath and let go of Sakura's mouth. Sakura just sat there, too scared to move. Naruto reached a hand out to help her, but she flinched, thinking he wanted to hurt her. Naruto decided not to push it any further and just get out of her. Look, don't tell anyone about this because if you do, my chance at having any type of normal life is gone. So please don't tell anyone. Sakura sat there, not knowing how to react. She just didn't want to move until she knew she was safe. Naruto stood straight up and held the ram sign. Sakura watched in amazement as Naruto slowly changed back to his normal self. Naruto turned around. I promise to never harm you as long as you don't tell anyone about this. What makes you think that I believe you will hold that promise? Sakura cried. Naruto sighed. I never broke a promise. Naruto then laughed. Sakura sat there. What should she do? Tell the Hokage or keep this a secret? Back to the Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto was heading back to his apartment. He was to forget this day ever happened. He just wanted to calm down and go to sleep. Naruto just walked to his apartment with his head low and his hands in his pockets. When he got to his apartment, he saw his door broken from his hinge. The door was slightly ripped off from the wall. Naruto instantly ran inside and checked what else happened. Naruto fell into his knees. Everything was destroyed. The furniture was torn apart. All the pictures was ripped apart. His dishes was broken and his everything was gone. He had nothing. What to do? I do now. I have no bed to sleep on and staying the night here wouldn't be safe. Anyway, I'll just sleep in the tree and tell Gigi what happened in the morning, Naruto concluded, and went to the forest. Naruto found a tree and jumped on a branch. Naruto laid against the tree and tried to relax and sleep. The problem was that Naruto couldn't think about who and what. Why would people do something like that to his apartment? Isn't it obvious? It was the villagers. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You know just as I do that the villagers would do this to you. Naruto just stayed there quiet, not wanting to argue with her. He then heard the people talking and sound like they were coming his way. Naruto just hid her into the tree so he wouldn't get spotted. Naruto waited until watched the group of the villagers walk by, not noticing him above him. He could hear everyone talk non-stop. Just hearing them gave Naruto a bad feeling. Monster. Naruto turned around to see who said that. No one was there. Loser. Naruto turned around again and saw no one. What's going on? Who's talking? Murderer. Naruto turned around again to see nothing but darkness. The tree that he was standing wasn't here, and the forest around him was gone. Naruto then saw a pair of white spots popped up all around him. They were all people hiding in the darkness. Naruto couldn't move. He didn't know why. He just couldn't move a muscle. Killer. Demon. No, Naruto said sadly. You killed everyone. I have no family because of you. I'm sorry, Naruto apologized. You destroyed our village and you deserve everything that's coming to you. A kunai went flying towards Naruto. Naruto instantly took a step back to dodge it, the kunai, but his back foot didn't land on the platform. Instead, he fell down, not knowing why. Naruto fell until he landed his head first on the ground. Naruto sat up and saw his eyes and darkening around him was gone. He was still in the forest to his surprise. Naruto tried to get up but fell to the ground. What's going on? Why can't I get up? Naruto then leaned against a tree. You okay? Naruto turned around to see who asked him. It was a girl with such a nice smile. I honestly don't know, Naruto joked. What's your name? He asked. My name is Yami, she said with a nice smile. And yours? Naruto Usa. He fell down on his side. Are you okay? Yami asked, worriedly. Naruto looked at her and saw three of her. Naruto then fell unconscious. He out cold. It must be from when he fell off the tree and landed his head first. Yami noticed the blood going down Naruto's head. It was also cold tonight and she doesn't know he lives, so she might as well help him. He could out cold. It must be from. Let me help you out, she giggled. Naruto woke up in a dark room. He tired to move, but quickly found out he was strapped to a chair. Naruto sighed. I'm still here, he said carelessly. Naruto then tensed up at the sound of the footsteps. Right in front of him was a citizen of the Hidden Leaf. Naruto hated this man the most of everyone who tortured him. He would always do the worst things to him, beat him up with with a bat or crowbar, splash cold water on him, and beat him with broadcast knuckles. He would constantly cut him with a super hot knife, needles to say Naruto wanted to hurt this guy badly. Naruto noticed he was crying multiple knives and kunai. The man walked behind Naruto. I noticed that the only reason you're still alive is because you have ridiculous good healing factor. He then stabbed Naruto in the back with a knife and twisted it. Naruto screamed in pain. He didn't even bother removing the knife, This is Yami, who will help Naruto out. I hope you guys will like it. This type of character.